And our last speaker of the session is coming from Cointelegraph, which is one of the leading news agencies about the crypto industry. And with us today is Vadim, and he is CEO of Cointelegraph in China. A very warm welcome.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me today.
So great to have you with us today. So you're calling in from China, is that correct?
I'm not in China at the moment, but I used to live in China for many years. And yes, I'm currently having a position of Cointelegraph China co-founder and CEO. So yeah, I fluently can speak Chinese. If you have Chinese audience, I can speak in Chinese to them as well.
Well, maybe you can say hello to all of our Chinese listeners at home.
OK，你好，你好，大家非常感谢我们今天也参加这个活动。Something like that. Something easy, right?
Incredible! Wow, I mean that you learn even Mandarin. That's really interesting. Now, when we look at your journey, how did you end up at Cointelegraph? Were you already involved in the blockchain ecosystem?
Right. So initially, I'm in blockchain industry from 2017. I started simply like investing to Bitcoin, Ethereum, doing some mining, and then together with my Chinese partners, who also from mining industry and from media, we started capital, venture capital, and we started to invest more like institutional firm, like investment firm. So from 2017 to 2019, I've been involved in a lot of investments to the project. So our portfolio had a lot of different projects, which majority of them, unfortunately, not exist now because probably you heard about like ICO boom in 2017, and many projects they ended not well. But some of the deals are quite good, and even like we participated in Ethereum and other projects which are performing right now well and already sort of legendary for a lot of people who are newcomers to the industry, especially during this bull market. So Cointelegraph is one of our assets in our ecosystem. We decided to cooperate with Cointelegraph Global in 2019, and we established joint venture company to have better coverage for Chinese audience for the global news. And at the same time, we let's say like as the media, we're serving as the bridge between two different worlds, because I do believe even till now, it's the Chinese blockchain ecosystem is sort of like a black box for majority of people. They don't know what's really happening there, how it works, what social network Chinese users use, etc., etc. So we're also delivering quite fastly and in time. We're delivering the news from China to the rest of the world through our English version of Cointelegraph, etc. So my journey is sort of about investments, about media, about building the ecosystem around what we do, helping good projects to grow, helping people to know more about blockchain, about cryptocurrencies, about new trends in the market. Because as each new industry, of course, we have a lot of different like startups which are growing fast, and sometimes they probably cannot make it very well. But for audience, it's very important for them to understand the fundamental value of the things, why one project is good, why another project is bad, or why, let's say, this trend happening and where it can go, what sort of cycles we have in the market, etc. So it's quite a broad theme, which probably I can.
And especially also from China.
Yeah.
I think that was also very interesting for us to invite you to the Dutch Blockchain Week, because usually when we read in the global press, in the Dutch press, stories from China when it comes to blockchain and crypto, it's just about all the ranting, right? It's about kicking out all the miners. It's banning Bitcoin. But on the other hand, there are so many crazy developments as well when it comes to blockchain development, right? I think China has the most blockchain patents. There's a lot of blockchain startups. The government, Chinese government, even launched a blockchain service network. Is that correct?
It is. You're talking about BNS, right? So, briefly about this topic, right? So, why Chinese government blocking and forbidding mining? Recently, in September, they also put it as the law to not to allow to Chinese citizens to exchange Chinese yuan to cryptocurrencies. We understand it as the two main reasons for that. The first reason is because of COVID and pandemic situation. Everyone knows what the situation of the global market, economy market, and printing machines, money printing machines in a lot of countries. They probably produce too much fiat currencies, and Chinese government, they are very strict about money outcome from the country, and cryptocurrencies is a very effective and good tool for exchanging Chinese yuan to, let's say, United States dollar or other currencies, which is definitely not a good thing for Chinese government. They don't like it. That's why they have a very, direct action to stop it. And that's that. Actually, this is the main reason why they don't want it to be there. Blockchain mining is also part of the why they forbid it. It's also part of the whole let's say plan why they want to change it, how they want to establish a new system, especially monetary system in China. And let's say the second reason is because Chinese government, they are preparing digital yuan, and before they want to launch it officially and implement it in every single part of the financial system of the country, and even expand it to the other countries, they want to prepare the field, right? So they need to clean the market first and let the bad players go out from the market. And even Chinese government, they're quite, like, let's say, not very selective. They don't really think, okay, if it's good or bad player, whatever. They just clean the market totally and then think, how to regulate the market.
And
So, but the same time, for people who are in China in the blockchain space, it's not. We have jokes about it. We're saying it's not the first time, not the last time, because we had this sort of like events and this sort of like regulations from Chinese government every year, actually. So it's about talking with the government as well. So personally, I have had a lot of experience talking with the local associations, blockchain associations, with the Guangzhou Blockchain Association, Shanghai Blockchain Association, Beijing Blockchain Association. I've been participating in many events have done by them. So talking about the second topic that you mentioned as well, cryptocurrency for Chinese government is something toxic. This is what how they treat it. But talking about blockchain as a technology, it's something that they really treat well. You cannot even imagine how many good projects and how many good innovations are in Chinese blockchain ecosystem. For instance, in 2018, so it's like literally 3 years, even like 4 years ago, I've been a part of the project. I've been advising them who build a blockchain system for Shenzhen taxation system. I also been a sort of like advisor and participate observing the project, making the intellectual property hub for different departments in Chinese administrations, like a taxation, police, transportation, different departments for them how to communicate between each other using the blockchain as the system, as the ledger to communicate and how to exchange the information. The same from one time having a privacy layer and the same time have a public layer. So everyone can have this sort of like a communication on using technology and trying, because they're also trying to eliminate the power of let's say people who can make mistakes, who can use the position to take advantage of it and make extra profit. So using the blockchain as the technology, they really admiring this and they working a lot for that. So I have a lot of such examples.
Yeah.
Let me know if you have some more.
Yeah, no, for
If you
sure.
want to know
But
more about that.
I'm interesting also in aspect that we just discussed that the Chinese government, like they mentioned, or not directly mentioned, but they think crypto is more like toxic, right? They really treat it as toxic. But on the other hand, they really support the blockchain infrastructure. What is the blockchain service network about? Is it like a country-wide blockchain infrastructure that they provide for blockchain applications, or how does this work?
Yeah, so BSN. I'm quite familiar with the BSN, with BSN founders as well. So I can describe them as a sort of like a commercial organization, but at the same time, a very pro-government organization. So they cooperating with the government a lot. They also reporting to the government with everything what they do. But at the same time, they have a little bit more freedom, let's say, rather than just a government entity, right? What's the main purpose for them to build the BSN? Actually, because it's a sort of like, I can give you another example. So if overseas project wants to come to China and serve to the local companies or to the government, it's quite impossible because let's say Chinese government, they're not really, open for this sort of cooperations. They, let's say, they treat it as the national threat or something like that. If something non-Chinese probably come to China and probably somehow influence on the local people there. So that's why they want to have isolated system, which is totally under control, but at the same time can provide the innovations to the people. So let's say I probably should call it like, it's not exactly like that, but just to understand it a little bit easier, it's sort of like Ethereum for Chinese inside of China, right? So if you know YouTube, Twitter, Instagram not working in China, but at the same time, Chinese users they're very active in social network, which are Chinese social networks like Weibo, WeChat, etc. You name it. So they have analogs like a similar products which used only in China, and the same we can consider like for the blockchain. Yeah.
Now, from your point of view, from the Cointelegraph point of view, also wondering what was for you when we're looking back at the last year, the most remarkable and the most unforeseen trends within the blockchain and cryptocurrency ecosystem?
Definitely for 2021, right? So I would say that I think about the cycles in cryptocurrencies a little bit in different terms. It's not only about like a year from 1st January to 1st January. It's more about like a bear or a bull market, right? So actually for us, for people who are deeply involved all time, involved in the crypto space, for us it's more about like from, let's say, summer of 2020 to till now, right? So we're still in the bull market right now. The price of the Bitcoin and Ethereum is comparatively high. It's not all-time high, but it's still quite close to the all-time high. and we see a lot. So I think during this bull market, we made a quantum jump. First of all, we see mass adoption. Uh, Talking about decentralized finance, talking about metaverse, talking about NFT, talking about all these directions which are sort of niche inside of our industry, and right now it's becoming independent niches with a lot of good projects inside. We see ecosystem battle between different public chains, which is incredible. I mean, circling back, like, let's say 1 year ago or 2 years ago, only Ethereum was the really sort of attractive layer one solution. But right now we have Solana, we have Avalanche, we have Near, we have Terra, we have so many layer one solutions which are building their own ecosystems. And right now it's a battle between these, let's say, ecosystems for the best projects, for the best products, and of course for the user base. So for me, 2021, or let's say this bull market, it's something very good, something inspiring for us, for people who've been on the previous bear market and been building the products and making projects during the very silent time.
Yeah.
It was so good, to see how it's happening, how right now for people to coming back to our industry, and for so many newcomers, especially in the NFT space. So if DeFi, let's say, it's more for people who are in crypto, who want to find a solution for them to have a banking, because DeFi is actually the banking inside of the crypto. But for NFT and metaverse, it's something that really, really brings a mass adoption to the industry. Even it's sort of like, it's becoming something more than just a cryptocurrency industry, because let's say cryptocurrency industry is it will be, for now it's not yet, but it will be the part of the metaverse, right? So metaverse is something bigger than cryptocurrencies, but cryptocurrencies is the only native currency which can be in metaverses. For NFTs, you see how many celebrities, rappers, bloggers, how many like famous people right now. Yeah, brands, they all using it. For people who are not in crypto, it's a very let's say low cost entry fee to understand what is crypto through the NFT, because it's something easy to understand. You don't need to use MetaMask, whatever, like, my Ether wallet, store your keys, something like that. All these sort of like processes, which probably is hard to understand for people who are not from the industry, who have regular job, who have something else, and they're quite busy with other things. But for NFTs, they simply can download some application and just receive good looking picture or something like that, without understanding the technology, how it really works.
There's a lot of bullish signals that you're giving us, and finally, after weeks, I'll say after 2 weeks, I hear somebody saying again that we are still in a bull market. So I'm very happy that on this Friday afternoon I hear this from your perspective. Now, from crypto, I can of course see that you don't have this crystal ball where you can look into for the upcoming year. But looking forward to the upcoming year when it comes to blockchain technology in general, or the blockchain developments in China, what are the most exciting things that you're looking forward to?
Right. So one more thing I want to mention about this bull market trend, and which is going to be together with us, is institutional money, right? So this is something that we're lacking for the last time, and right now we have so many institutional, firms, banks, asset managers from the traditional world who are in crypto right now. So this is exactly going to be the trend. It will keep expanding to that direction. What I'm saying about we are still on the bull market, of course, I'm not here to predict, the Bitcoin price or something like that. Of course, I am a victim of previous bull run and bear market after that, so I have no, let's say, illusions about that this bull market will be forever. Of course, as each new industry, we have cycles in our industry. So obviously that beer market is coming, and let's say we are in the last, let's say, phase of this bull market according to all the fundamentals. But at the same time, we need to understand that this time is different. First, because of institutional money. Second, because of pandemic situation, which is still exists. And monetary systems and governments of many countries all around the world, in Europe as well. I think you know about it even better than me, how it works in Europe, in China, in United States. So governments still have to stimulate people with some extra money, which should be printed by them. So that's why for cryptocurrency, I cannot say that this is a safe bet and this is, let's say, alternative, like, investment already, but still cryptocurrency space have a little bit different, fundamental value, right? Because of limited circulation, and because of transparency by itself, because of decentralization, because of upcoming Web 3.0, and the whole understanding of the new internet era. So,
Sorry, we have to round up a little bit. We're closing a little bit down. From the crypto scene,
right.
maybe, let's hope not, a bear market maybe in the upcoming year. From the blockchain point of direction, what are you really excited about when it comes to blockchain in the upcoming year? One thing.
Metaverse.
Metaverse, yeah.
Metaverse, and upcoming Web 3.0, because it's something that totally different. You just compare Web 1.0 and Web 2.0, and then you can partially imagine how difference will be between Web 2.0 and Web 3.0, which is coming in the next maybe year, maybe 2 years. But this is something that is very, very close.
Wow. Well, let's try to have the next Dutch Blockchain Week in the Metaverse in the upcoming year, and we will definitely send you an invitation for that as well. Vadim, Cointelegraph, thank you so much for joining us, and hope to see you at the next event. Thanks.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much.